All right, welcome back to the program. Please subscribe to my podcast wherever you go to get your podcast: Apple, Google, Spotify, YouTube, and Rumble. Also, all things social media at The Carl Jackson Show, X, Instagram, Facebook, True Social Getter, wherever I am on social media. The Carl Jackson Show. Let me read you some quotes from Joe Biden. This was, I'm not sure where he was being interviewed, but this was his statement that his campaign issued that came supposedly directly from him. So I started reading through it earlier, and I want to respond to his memo or to his statement with some policy. And then we have some Trump clips for you. I think we may still have some Biden clips. I wish we could play one for you because if we played it for you, you would never hear the words executive action in the same way. But unfortunately, Joe Biden said it. We can't go there, unfortunately. All right. But so Biden issued this statement again through his campaign where he attacked Trump over his speech at the RNC last night. And he said for over 90 minutes, he focused on his own grievances with no plan to unite us and no plan to make life better for working people. So first off, let me say this. It's not every day, right? It's not every day that a man running for the presidency and that was once the president of the United States, it's not every day that someone tries to kill him. So the people in the audience, his delegates, wanted to hear that story. I wanted to hear that story. And quite I assume everyone listening in wanted to hear that story. Did he go a little long? Yes. But I think that he captured. I actually liked Trump's speech last night because I felt like he reeled people in emotionally, and it was just simply by being Trump. And then he went on and off of the teleprompter, and apparently that's why the speech took so long, because we expected the speech to be, I think it was just short of an hour, 53 minutes, I believe is what I heard, or if I recall correctly. 4,000 words. He spoke over 12,000 words, and most of it was ad-libbing. First off, could you imagine Joe Biden being able to do that? So Trump was connecting with his audience. I've heard people say this isn't my own commentary, but I agree with them. I've heard a couple people say that what Trump did basically was he read the teleprompter and then he just kind of gave a rally. He kind of, maybe he needed to get that rally out of him. But I just thought there were some great moments, man, when he kissed Corey Comparatori's helmet. I mean, that was another moment, another photo that I don't think you can forget. When Trump has his library, you've got to put that uniform inside of it. You've got to. I've got so many notations here. If you want to call in, also, will Biden go? Will Biden stay? What do you predict? At this point, I think, as Lou was telling me last night, he was like, listen, I don't care what they say. He's not going anywhere. He's an Irishman. And I'm telling you, it's so funny because all we were hearing was all about this pressure that's mounting as of yesterday. And I read you a piece from Axios. But Biden today is digging in. But let me go on with this. Here's what else Biden said about Trump and the policy platform. He said that Trump destroyed our economy, and I'm quoting, Trump, quote, destroyed our economy once and will inflict pain on the middle class, close quote, and that he wants to gut the checks and balances of our Constitution, and he wants to rule as a dictator on day one. He continues, Biden does, together, or whoever wrote this for him, together as a party and as a country, we can and will defeat him at the ballot box. I look forward to getting back on the campaign trail next week to continue exposing the threat of Donald Trump's Project 2025. Okay, so Project 2025 is not Donald Trump's. It belongs to the Heritage Foundation, and it's an excellent plan. By the way, it's no different than what other administrations, liberal administrations, have done once they have captured the White House, so to speak. Like Bill Clinton, when he came into the White House, he X'd all of George H.W. Bush's employees. He was like, adios, department heads, adios, sayonara, see you later, or all of his attorneys. Adios, see you later. You know what? As the president, he has the right to do that. He has the power to do that. What the left knows is if we can keep our people in these bureaucracies, we can basically counteract any new Trump administration. That's the goal. That's the goal. And also Project 2025, it just deals with staffing. Hey, I mean, we should be able to hire. We should be able to fire whom we please. It's really simple. It's mostly about staffing. So anyway, that's that. But that's what he has to say. He goes on to say, Donald Trump's Project 2025 agenda, while making the case for my own record, he wants to expose that while making the case for his own record and the vision that I have for America. He goes on, one where we save our democracy, protect our rights and freedoms, and create opportunity for everyone. He's not going to be able to get off of this threat to democracy nonsense because of his mental condition. Life is like a loop in his head. I mean, I've seen this with some of my own family members. It's sad, but once you see it, once it's there, it's there. They remember certain things, and they remember them over and over and over and over again. And that's what you're seeing with Biden. And I think Sean made a good point last night. What Biden remembers is what he lies about, because he's been a liar for, as long as we've known him in the public square, right? At least. Absolutely unbelievable. But is it true? Is it true what he's saying? Is Trump still this? Does he need to save our democracy from Trump? What do you need to save our democracy from? You're the president. You're in charge. What is there to be saved from, Mr. President? Dozens of elected Democrats, again, have called on Biden to drop out. So is this a threat to democracy? Again, just going over these bullet points of the RNC platform. Is sealing the border a threat to democracy? Or is that a bonus or beneficial to American sovereignty? Beneficial to inner cities and to lower, poverty-stricken or working class, as some would say, Americans who don't or shouldn't have to compete for jobs, for housing, for medical services, schools with their children. Their children shouldn't have to compete education-wise for teachers, for school space. Is that a threat to democracy? What about Trump wants to, or the RNC, carry out the largest deportation operation in American history? That'll only help all of us, quite frankly, right? I'm sorry. But when you do have Rachel Moran, when you do have Jocelyn Nungaray, you have Laken Riley, and countless others that have been attacked by. Listen, and there's this lie going around. Well, illegal aliens, they commit more crime per capita or something to that effect. Some lie like that. They don't like they keep account. Like the federal government and local law enforcement know who the heck all the illegal aliens are. When we're just letting them in our country. It's so asinine. They just think we're stupid. They just think we're stupid. End inflation. Is that a threat to democracy? You being able to go out and get more bang for your buck. That's a threat to democracy? I don't even like taxes. I don't even like federal taxes. I think that's silly. I understand state taxes. I understand sales tax. I get all that. I don't even like federal taxes, especially the way these people, spend money, because so many people are fooled into believing, the government provides. The government doesn't provide for us. The government creates inflation because they print all this freaking money. They go into debt. They spend up the wazoo, but we pay for it. Stinks. Make America the dominant energy producer in the world. Listen. Energy provides life. It provides prosperity. It makes everything more affordable. If you are if you're hell bent against fossil fuels, any of you out there, if you're hell bent against fossil fuels, I challenge you to never use another product that you buy from a store and walk around butt naked and don't drive any vehicle, whether that is an electric vehicle because of coal, right? Batteries, right? All right. So because of coal, you're going to have to charge that electric vehicle. So don't use an electric vehicle. Don't use any gasoline or ice engine vehicle. Just don't do it. Walk around butt naked with nothing and see how long you last.
Today's show is brought to you in part by Priority Gold. Economists warn that massive tax hikes could devastate your IRA and your 401k account as the stock market braces for impact. With inflation on the rise and global uncertainty looming, it's clear why central banks and savvy Americans are turning to gold. In times like this, Proverbs 21:20 reminds us to preserve what we built. Right now, that wisdom points us towards gold. If you haven't had your eye on gold, time to make it a priority. My name is Carl Jackson, and I am urging you to call my friends at Priority Gold to find out how they can help you diversify your savings with physical gold and silver. Call 1-800-405-GOLD or visit PriorityGold.com/golden for a free gold info guide. Plus, see if you qualify for free shipping and storage. Act now to get your portfolio working for you while the market is golden. Again, call 1-800-405-GOLD, 1-800-405-GOLD to speak with a gold specialist or visit PriorityGold.com/golden, PriorityGold.com/golden.
You know, I didn't even realize I had pulled up this article. This is from The Nation, or is it MSN? It must be from MSN. Apparently, I pulled this. I have 1,000 columns, like 1,000 tabs open, and it's pretty crazy. But anyway, this is the headline: a virtual roll call vote will do severe harm to Democratic prospects. The article says it's from MSNBC, basically. The Democrats can't afford to make their Chicago gathering an inflated press conference. It must have substance, starting with an actual roll call vote. This must be a week or so old. Again, I pulled it up on my laptop, and I was just scrolling through to see what I had, and I was getting ready to click on more stuff, and voila, this was here. Milwaukee, while Republican Party leaders are stage managing the first major party convention of the summer in Milwaukee this week, so obviously it was last weekend, their rivals are plotting to suck the life out of next month's DNC in Chicago, and what critics decry is a transparent effort to shut down debate about whether Joe Biden should be the party's nominee. If these Democratic insiders succeed, they will damage their party's prospects in the fall competition with Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump, and they could potentially undermine the rest of the party ticket in a challenging election year. At issue is the question of whether the Democrats will hold a traditional roll call vote when they convene in Chicago from August 19th through 22nd. If and when that roll call is held, Biden is likely to win it, provided, of course, that he chooses to continue as a candidate. Biden swept the party's caucuses and primaries, blah, blah, blah. So he's got the clear advantage. Unfortunately, the DNC chair, Jamie Harrison, and his allies, agitated by discussions about whether Biden should be replaced as the party nominee, are angling to hold this virtual roll call, essentially a low-profile Zoom meeting or conference call weeks before the convention in order to lock things in for Biden. The vote could take place as soon as the first week of August, forcing a decision to be made even as Democrats remain. Now, that's different from what I heard. Initially, I heard it was as early as July 21st. All right. But they go on to say the vote could take place as soon as the first week of August, forcing a decision to be made even as Democrats remain painfully divided over whether Biden should be their standard bearer. The fact was highlighted a new Wednesday when Adam Schiff, a close ally of former House Speaker Pelosi, basically came out and pleaded for Biden to get out of the race once he tested positive and secure his legacy of leadership by allowing us to defeat Trump in the upcoming election. However, at the same time, there were reports that Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries had encouraged DNC leaders to delay plans for a virtual vote to re-nominate Biden for at least a week. Bear with me. No matter what the timing, a virtual roll call is a terrible idea. They say it smacks of insider politicking and backroom deal-making. Worst of all, it makes the party look weak and afraid of its own base at a time when Democrats desperately need to project strength. The article goes on, but let me say it's all BS. What they're afraid of is Joe Biden locking in these delegates. This is all they have left. If Joe Biden doesn't want to go, Joe Biden isn't going anywhere. All right. And then there's some more news that occurred yesterday. I'm not sure if I shared this or not, but it wasn't good for Joe Biden. Hat tip this from Forbes. Thank you, Zach. Biden's initiative to lower monthly payments for student loan borrowers has been stopped in its tracks, according to multiple outlets, as a federal appeals court granted a request to partially block the plan after other parts of it were blocked by a lower court last month. So they're still continuing with this nonsense, trying to buy votes for the youth vote, or trying to buy votes from, college-age voters, which is absolutely insane and is indicative, at least to me, or illustrative, I should say, of the fact that they're, bleeding voters. Maybe not hemorrhaging voters, but obviously I don't think anyone is psyched up about a Biden-Harris ticket. So the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals granted this request made by multiple Republican-led states to nullify the entirety of the program. The debt relief initiative, known as the SAVE plan, reduces monthly payments to as low as $0 per month for borrowers. I don't know why I can't get that word out today, and allows those who have borrowed $12,000 or less to receive loan forgiveness after 10 years of payments. I'm sorry, if you're still paying on 10 or 12 grand after 10 years, you have bad money management skills, and perhaps you should listen to Dave Ramsey. Parts of the plan were blocked by 2 federal judges last month, which prevented the Department of Education from going ahead with further loan forgiveness on the July 1st effective date. Anyway, so more bad news. He's not going to be able to bribe even more college-age voters or those that were seeking another handout from you and I. Let me just go on with this real quick. And then I want to play some cuts from Trump's speech because I thought he had some great moments. And I think when Trump is when he's off the teleprompter, he's good. But I actually like when he goes back and forth from the teleprompter to speaking naturally, because he wants to make sure that he covers the points and that he doesn't forget what he needs to say, right? But at the same token, he can be Trump. He can be authentic. He can be real. He can expound. Joe Biden can't do that. I'm just looking at some of my notes and some of the things that I so appreciated last night. And I'll get back to some of the policy stuff. But some of the things that I appreciated that he said, obviously this was a big one. And maybe we have this cut here, guys, but I'm running to be president of the whole United States, not have. Actually, I'll just go through these. And then if you guys want to just start. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's play that cut.
Together we will launch a new era of safety, prosperity, and freedom for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. The discord and division in our society must be healed. We must heal it quickly. As Americans, we are bound together by a single fate and a shared destiny. We rise together or we fall apart. I am running to be president for all of America, not half of America, because there is no victory in winning for half of America.
Can I say something? I love that line. In that regard, Trump is a better man than me. I know that's hard to imagine. Here's the way that I see it. There's a lot of people that have been brainwashed, and they have been taught that America is this evil place. It's been colonized, all this kind of stuff, systemically racist, so on, et cetera. And they take it to heart and they believe it. I'm of the impression that we must defeat them at the ballot box. We must crush them. This is a man who truly, actually to my chagrin at times, still wants to reach out to people that frankly don't want to be reached out to. This is a man that is making a Herculean effort despite everything the left is throwing at him to say, guys, I want to be your president. Union workers, I don't even agree with all of it. But this is a guy that is seriously making the effort to be everyone's president.
Guys, I want to talk to you about wealth protection research. At the very heart of our democracy lies a principle that we hold sacred. It's free speech. It's the cornerstone that supports every freedom that we cherish. Yet in today's digital age, discussions about our wealth, our rights, and our future are being silenced or overshadowed in mainstream narratives, leaving many feeling voiceless in conversations crucial to our financial independence and security. This is where wealth protection research steps in. They're armed with a mission that's never been more critical. Wealth protection research is not a financial advisory firm. They are defenders of free speech, committed to giving a voice to the silence. Wealth protection research tirelessly seeks out financial experts. These are the voices that challenge prevailing narratives, especially as we navigate the uncertainties of the 2024 election. Wealth protection research has created a 2024 election wealth protection report. This free report highlights the 3 best ideas for protecting and growing your money heading into the 2024 election. It contains ideas the mainstream media won't touch, and listeners can get it completely free. All you have to do is text the word ideas to 76626 to claim your free copy. If you believe in the sanctity of free speech and the importance of financial freedom, act now. Text the word ideas to 76626 to claim your free copy of this 2024 election protection report. It's time to widen the scope of what we're told, to hear the ideas the establishment does not think you can handle, and to take control of our financial destinies. Text ideas to 76626 to claim your free copy. If you text the word ideas today, you'll also get a free gold investment kit from Wealth Protection Research, sponsored by Augusta Precious Metals.
All right, I want to play a video clip for you. This one is relatively long, and then there's this headline that just popped up, which is absolutely fitting, that I'll go through. But this is a part of Donald Trump's speech from last night where, listen, it's humbling. It's him explaining what he was feeling with everything going on after the assassination attempt. It's a long video. I ask you to bear with me, but it's well worth it. Let's go ahead and roll it. Por favor, Mr. McConnell.
Most incredible aspect of what took place on that terrible evening in the fading sun was actually seen later. In almost all cases, as you probably know, and when even a single bullet is fired, just a single bullet, and we had many bullets that were being fired, crowds run for the exits or stampede, but not in this case. It was very unusual. This massive crowd of tens of thousands of people stood by and didn't move an inch. In fact, many of them bravely but automatically stood up looking for where the sniper would be. They knew immediately it was a sniper, and then began pointing at him. You can see that if you look at the group behind me. That was just a small group compared to what was in front. Nobody ran, and by not stampeding, many lives were saved. But that isn't the reason that they didn't move. The reason is that they knew I was in very serious trouble. They saw it. They saw me go down. They saw the blood and thought, actually most did, that I was dead. They knew it was a shot to the head. They saw the blood. And there's an interesting statistic. The ears are the bloodiest part. If something happens with the ears, they bleed more than any other part of the body. For whatever reason, the doctors told me that. And I said, why is there so much blood? He said, it's the ears. They bleed more. So we learned something, but they just, this beautiful crowd, they didn't want to leave me. They knew I was in trouble. They didn't want to leave me. And you can see that love written all over their faces. Incredible people. They're incredible people. Bullets were flying over us, yet I felt serene. But now the Secret Service agents were putting themselves in peril. They were in very dangerous territory. Bullets were flying right over them, missing them by a very small amount of inches. And then it all stopped. Our Secret Service sniper, from a much greater distance and with only one bullet used, took the assassin's life, took him out. I'm not supposed to be here tonight. Not supposed to be here.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yeah. Thank you. But I'm not. And I'll tell you, I stand before you in this arena only by the grace of Almighty God. In watching the reports over the last few days, many people say it was a providential moment.
I got to tell you, that was one of my favorite parts of the speech, if not my favorite part of the speech. First off, just look at the connection around the room. There's no way Democrats are going to have that type of connection. You see a Republican Party they bought in. They bought in. We're in this thing to win this thing. And that's the guy that we're going to put into the White House. That's the feeling. Democrats don't have that. But I loved the humility. It showed his heart. It showed where he was. It's weird because I actually had a visceral reaction to that last night. And he said exactly what I wished he would say. He said, I'm not supposed to be here tonight. The crowd chants, yes, you are. Yes, you are. And he says, thank you, but I'm not. His heart is changing. I love it.
You might have heard Mike Lindell and MyPillow no longer have the support of the big box stores or the shopping channels that they used to. They've been part of this cancel culture, so they want to pass savings directly on to you, my listeners. They have a $25 extravaganza. When Mike started MyPillow, it was just one product, but with the help of his dedicated employees, they now have hundreds of products, some that you may even know about. Obviously, you know about the MyPillow. So here's what Mike is doing to get the word out. I'm inviting my listeners to go to mypillow.com for their $25 extravaganza. They have a 2-pack multi-use MyPillows for just $25. MyPillow sandals are just $25. Their 6-pack towel sets are just $25. Brand new pack of dish towels, $25. So for the first time ever, the premium MyPillows with the all-new Giza fabric are just $25 as well. And orders over $75 receive free shipping. All you have to do to get this amazing offer is go to mypillow.com, use the promo code Carl, C-A-R-L, or give them a call, 800-858-0263. That's promo code Carl.
The Democrat Party were applying outside or inside pressure, internal pressure, showing Biden and his inner circle polls. Also, they were leaking information. And the word is or was that Biden would more than likely leave office this weekend, but that's not for certain. And now the Biden administration, or at least Biden, has released a statement that they're digging in. They're planning as soon as he's feeling better. He's already on the attack against Trump. So listen, Biden, at least for now, is here to stay. And frankly, I hope that he stays. Guys, I want to talk to you about some T-shirts that Salem is selling. The Salem Consumer Products team worked late into the night and created 3 new T-shirts to sell in our stores. You can get your brand new Trump T-shirt right now on SalemEventsStore.com. That is SalemEventsStore.com. 3 shirts with different quotes to choose from. Unity, Peace, MAGA is the first shirt. Fight, Fight, Fight is the second shirt. Fear Not is the third shirt. All you have to do is go on to Salem Events Store. That's events with an S, SalemEventsStore.com. All right, guys, let's do this, and then there's more questions that have arisen. I also want to get to that CrowdStrike Microsoft crash, and I'm sure, obviously, you guys have been up to speed on that, but I think it is a clear indication with that crash that people should be able to survive, even if it's for 72 hours to a week, we have to prep and living in Florida because we have hurricanes. And, you try to get supplies together to make sure that you can survive. God forbid, the systems go down. Food and water is an issue. You want to have things on hand for they used to tell you 48 to 72 hours. Now, Governor DeSantis is like, dude, no, a week. Be prepared for a week. And when this crash happened, guys, could you imagine an electromagnetic pulse attack upon the United States? We are so dependent upon technology. Could you imagine how your life would change instantaneously if this wasn't just a CrowdStrike Microsoft issue, which impacted hospitals and in the UK, also here in the United States, airlines, banks, financial groups, media companies had a major impact. So I think it's just a warning. Guys, we better beware. We better be careful. Apparently, this was a software update. It wasn't a cyber attack. But I still think, man, it's a good warning. I'll put it that way. All right, I want to share this video, a couple of videos with you that the guys got together. This is Trump, and obviously this is, I was saying last night, this isn't stagecraft, but it had to be. Obviously, somebody was told to bring the costume out on the stage, but I don't know that it was pre-planned, if that makes any sense. I thought this was powerful. This is Trump kissing the helmet of Corey Comparatori. Forgive me, I don't want to mess up his name. Comparatori, and he was also laid to rest today, and then asking for a moment of silence as well. Just extremely powerful moments. Let's roll it, guys.
But Corey, unfortunately, we have to use the past tense. He was incredible. He was a highly respected former fire chief, respected by everybody. Was accompanied by his wife, Helen, incredible woman. I spoke to her today, devastated, and two precious daughters. He lost his life selflessly acting as a human shield to protect them from flying bullets. He went right over the top of them and was hit. What a fine man he was.
I'm sorry, just powerful. Who would think to do that? This is something that I honestly, this is something that I got to give this guy credit for. Who would think to do that? But I just thought it was a very humbling moment, and again, a uniting moment. And I think what Democrats are seeing, and the reason why they're going to ramp up, just be prepared. It's going to get so nasty, and it already has. Obviously, they tried to take the man's life, former President Trump here. But they're going to ramp it up even more because they can't compete with that. Let's play the next clip. This is the moment of silence, which I thought was powerful as well.
I ask that we observe a moment of silence in honor of our friend Corey. There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for others. This is the spirit that forged America in her darkest hours, and this is the love that will lead America back to the summit of human achievement and greatness. This is what we need.
Honestly, I barely have words, and I got to check myself so I don't get choked up. I listened to a liberal pundit this morning, and this person was saying that even though there were people, because of the length of the speech, after a while they realized, or they felt like it was more of a rally type speech, so some people started leaving. And, and I get that. I understand that. But he talked about this period of the speech, and he said nobody left. And particularly during that period of time where Trump kissed his helmet, He asked for the moment of silence for Corey Comparatory. The guy said it didn't matter what side you were on, mainstream media, whatever. He said there was not, you could hear a pin drop. Nobody moved. Everybody was emotional when it came to that. Absolutely powerful. I think that humanized Trump. They've been working on humanizing Trump, and it's been very effective this week.
Guys, listen, I appreciate you tuning in to this edition of the Carl Jackson Show podcast, your daily dose of objective truth in a world of confusion and lies. Please, again, remember to subscribe to the podcast wherever you go to get your podcast, Apple, Google, Spotify, and Rumble. Don't forget to check out below. You can find out where to get the merch, carljacksonmerch.ideamortar.com. T-shirts are there. And until next time, guys, don't grow weary doing good. God bless you.